Now that you've had some time to digest things on the heels of our conversation with Keith Pelly yesterday, what's your assessment on this year for the Maple Leafs? And we'll get to the change in personnel in a bit, but was it a success? Was it just a soft, an even year?
No, I might use disappointment, Darren, to sum up this season. I think when you look at essentially when Brendan Shanahan was hired in 2014 to where they ended up today, there's no other word besides disappointment. I think that can resonate through Leaf fans, Leaf Nation. There was a slow buildup around three huge pieces in Willie Nylander, drafted, I think, 2015, Marner 16, Austin 17, or maybe it's 14, 15, and 16. But they were the three pieces that they were going to build around and win Stanley Cups with, and it never came to fruition.
They did win a division title for just the third time.
I can hardly wait for that banner to go up. That banner going up is going to look good, man.
I know, but it is. It's just the third division title since like 1938.
Darren, think bigger, for God's sakes.
Come on. So Nick, was it avoidable?
John,
the disappointment avoidable?
There's only one team that can win the Stanley Cup, and there's 31 teams that don't. I don't know what was, when you say avoidable, I think there's many ways that you can go about avoidable. And in terms of the disappointment, it stems from, I think, not so much losing, but how you lose. And that was consistent with anything that we've seen in the last 10 years. I don't think winning it all was the most important thing. I don't think it was go big or go home with a Stanley Cup, but it needed to look a lot better than being outscored at home 12-2 in Game 5 and Game 7 against the Florida Panthers, and once again seeing jerseys thrown to the ice. So that's the part that's disappointing the most.
I can't believe how much attention is being attached to these jerseys being thrown on the ice.
It's Darren. It's as insulting as it gets to your organization. I mean, we all know how players feel about jerseys on the floor after a game. It just doesn't happen. It's disrespectful, right? There's a lot of tradition, a lot of people over the course of the history of the Toronto Maple Leafs that bled for that hockey club, and jerseys thrown on the ice or on the floor or burning, right, is just about the worst thing that you can see.
But firing Brendan versus and this is simplistic, firing some players, because Brendan doesn't play the game. And, there is enough talent on this club right now to win, isn't there?
I disagree with that.
You don't think there is? You don't think there's enough talent on this team to win?
John, okay, if you're going to kind of sit there and if we're going to checklist a lot of different elements, talent would be okay with me. But when you go further down, and you want to check off other things like grit, or just even be more general and say, do they have enough character to win? I say absolutely not. Absolutely not. And unfortunately, it's the same old thing, whether we're in a salary cap era or not. You cannot fire 20 players. It has to start somewhere. Brendan Shanahan had ample opportunity over 11 seasons. Sometimes good people get fired in this world, and there's a new look, a new vision. You want to maybe empower more people. In this case, it's probably Brad Treliving who gets empowered now more. Craig Berube will have a stronger voice on maybe the players that he'd like to coach, and then you just move forward and hope for the best.
Does it have more to, and talking about the Shanahan decision, because JT, John Tavares, and Mitch Marner are both up, does it make it the right time to make that change, a significant change? Or if they were under contract going forward, would you stick with them because you could roll it back?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I think it's probably easier with Brendan going and then also making some personnel moves. Is it addition by subtraction here with changing it up? We all know that Marner, Matthews, Nylander, and Tavares have been and continue to be excellent elite hockey players, right? And no one will ever say different. They have the ability to win games on their own. They have the ability to put elite numbers up. But what they don't have an ability is to come together and win in the playoffs for whatever sake. Maybe it's personality traits. They're all two the same, highly skilled. Do you need one alpha dog? Do you need one pit bull to go through people opposed to around people? I mean, that's where you're at now. So, whether it's, again, Brad Treliving, or you bring other people in to the mix to help shape that look, it's clear that those four guys could never come together when it mattered most for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Therefore, someone has to go as well. You might as well rip the Band-Aid off completely at the same time here and have a much different feel from a managerial point of view up top with Brendan gone, but also on the roster with what we believe is going to be the exit of Mitch Marner and possibly John Tavares.
Would you re-sign or try to re-sign Marner, or would you let him go?
John, I would try to re-sign him. I just don't see where 100 points every year and a guy that's got
100 regular season points.
100 regular season points. And John, you know what? You need still to get in there. And, if your assumption is he can get you 100 regular season points, but he can't get you any meaningful in the playoffs, then you have a different vision than what I may have for Mitch Marner. I think he can play in the playoffs. I think he played at Four Nations. I think he made an unbelievable play in a high pressured game. He's won national championships at the junior A level, arguably captain one of the best junior A franchises in league history with the likes of Matthew Tkachuk. And, there's no reason why he still can't be a tremendous playoff performer, but he's got to be surrounded with the right group, the right mix. And the Leafs have not been able to do that around him. And in saying that, they haven't been able to do it around Austin Matthews or Willie Nylander. And maybe it's just tweaking one or two of them in or out to get there. Maybe that is the issue, is the core four. Maybe one or two have to leave for that to happen. But there are ways that all these four individuals can thrive in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they just can't do it all together.